Because I'm finna get busy. The first thing I do, I go buy me a suit, some Stacey Adams shoes, and one of them love hats. You understand me? So I'm missing on the, baby going to rehearsal? No, I ain't coming this week.
Nigga ain't coming no more.
So I started lacking away.
Hey, nigga practicing pimping now, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. I was busy.
With that.
I was busy. Yeah.
So, we touched on this too, Phil, but and you didn't really get to answer this. But are pimps born or are pimps made? You know, what is it? Is it something that you naturally have in you?
No, you got to be born with a pimp bone in your body. Pimps ain't made. Pimps are born.
Pimps are born.
Pimps are born.
And has it ever, into your way of thinking, is a pimp ever born that don't actually turn out pimping?
Yeah, well, they got some pimp was born to pimp with a pimp bone in his body, but he didn't know how to use it. Mm-hmm. So he missed out in the pimping. He went the wrong direction.
He went the wrong way. So
when I say you was born with pimp bone in your body, that means somebody in your family was a pimp, or somebody in your family was in the game, and and you was around it as a kid, you seen it. Even if it was your mother or your father sold bootleg whiskey or all them type of things to get the money.
So the bone don't necessarily have to be the center bitch. The bone is something that's gonna make you willing to take a chance to make some money.
Get in the game to make some money.
So, cause the game got a lot of avenues for you.
The game got a lot of avenues.
Okay. So now I'm feeling you. Now I see what you're saying. Cause every motherfucker ain't gonna take that chance.
That's right.
And you gotta have it in you to take that chance.
You gotta have it in you.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to be able to rise and fall with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, suffer the consequences about it. If you go to jail, you got to go to jail and get out. And, keep on. Some motherfuckers go to jail, they're pimping, and then when they come out of jail, he don't want to hold no more. He don't want to get out of the game because he's scared. That's what you call scared pimping.
He didn't got scared straight.
That's right.
So you mentioned prison. You did 4 terms?
4 terms.
What was your first one for?
The first one was for pimping and pampering.
Was all of them for pimping and pampering?
Well, most of them were pimping and pampering. Interstate right there.
All of it had something to do with pimping.
All of it had to do with the street life.
So you can truly say, because now I done been in the pen, man, and you got motherfuckers screaming the pimping woo-woo, but they're in jail for selling dope, they're in jail for car theft, or all kind of shit.
That's right.
You went to the pen actually for some pimp-related shit.
For some pimp-related shit. Matter of fact, I'm on my way Cinco de Mayo. I'm on my way to San Quentin to talk to him about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, by you being, because now when I was in jail, all the niggas that claim to be pimping, they looked up to me when they seen, because I had my papers with me. 266H. You know what I'm saying? The pimping on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't in here fucking around scared, talking some shit. When they seen them papers, man, I got a lot of respect. What about you?
Check this out. When I first time I went to the penitentiary, when the bus drove up to Vacaville, I had standing ovation. The warden said, "Who was on that bus?" They said, "Fillmore Slim." And in the penitentiary, I was loved. Fillmore, we got your back. We got your back. Don't you worry about it. We love you. I didn't worry about nobody stabbing me, worry about nobody trying to kill me. It was all love for me. In every penitentiary I went to. I remember when I was in the federal penitentiary, they sent me to El Reno, Oklahoma. Mickey Moe was there. They bring you in and scream you. They say, "Well, any reason why you can't go on the main yard? Did you ever testify for the government?" I said, "Everybody love me. Put me right out there with the population.
Yeah,
you ain't got to put me on no PC.
Yeah, punk ass custody.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, I don't need to protect the custody.
Yeah.
Just put me out there in the yard.
Yeah.
Everybody love me. I had no problem.
What are the main rules of the game that you lived by?
The main rules I live by the game is be true to the game, game be true to you. You got to be true to the game. You understand me? Like you can't let your egos and all that get in the way of the game. See, the game got its own rules. And the main rule is don't fall in love with a hoe if you can't stand to see her leave.
Right.
If you fall in love with her, you got a problem.
Right.
And then if you're in love with a hoe, then you ain't pimping. Because you got to be able to let go.
Right.
And keep on.
So the average guy, when he love a particular woman, he can't let her go.
Now
especially if some nigga come up, man, I got your broad, man. He want to fight.
So how you do this here, if you got a whole lot of broads, you got to have a whole lot of broads. Because if you got one hoe, you understand me, that's all you got. Then you get attached. Because she's sleeping right in the bed with you every night. Right. So I would say this here, if you ain't got but one hoe, don't let her sleep with you every night. You sleep over here, let her sleep over there. And she asks you why, I say, because when I get other hoes, you won't be jealous.
Right.
Say that, I could be, you know what I'm saying, to say, well, you been sleeping with me every night, now you got her, you want to sleep with her. So how you break that up? Sleep over here, even with that one bitch, sleep over here by yourself. So when you do be not with that hoe, she can't say, well, you been sleeping with me every night. Don't put yourself in that kind of position.
And that's from The Godfather, fellas. I mean, what y'all got to understand is that you're hearing some shit. This is actually some shit that you're supposed to stumble up on, learn through trial and error. But if you're sharp, you can get this from Fillmore right now as we speak. Me and you was in that American Pimp, man, and I think we was the shit in there myself. But now, how did that exposure, change things for you?
Well, how they supposed to change things for me, it's like the Hughes brothers told me. They told me, they said, this going to open doors for you. It opened a lot of doors for me. After I did that movie, American Pimp, and seen it on the silver screen, they called me from all around the country. Well, they called me, they wanted to be judges on contests. They called me San Francisco, they wanted me to be a judge. They having a similar looking-like players ball. So it opened doors for me, and it paid me. Mm-hmm. So, I really have no regret. They did what they said. They, although, they give me all my money. You understand me? Them Hughes brothers, I'm looking for y'all. I ain't forgot you, Albert and Alec. I love y'all too, But what they did for me is, they put me on the silver screen, and they brought me out.
That's that story that I brought up about you and them two crews of hoes. You come up there, niggas get you for all the bitches, and you get on the phone, and when you get off the phone, we talked a bunch of shit, and you said, nigga, you remember that story?
Yeah, well, see, this is what it is. When I go around, this is the scene in the movie. This what gave me all my props. This is the scene. Everybody loved this scene because the way it was. And people come up to me and say, oh, Mr. Fillmore, what I like about your movies, I like the way you played that script. I like the way you did that script. The way they knock you for your hole, you went to the telephone and got some more. I said, let me explain something to you. I tell this all around the world, on stage, thousands of people. I say, I'm glad you like that scene, but that wasn't no script. That actually happened to me, and that's the way I did that.
Yeah. Fillmore, I was there with you.
I'm saying, but this
I was one of the youngsters. Nigga, I was laughing at this
shit. But this is what I tell people. A lot of people think it was a movie script.
They think it was the script.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That shit was so strong that they think somebody thought of it and wrote it down.
See, I like the way you did that scene, the way you played that script. I said, that was real. That script come from up here.
Yeah, it come from some motherfucking shit that you had been through and you knew what to do.
I know you was there. You definitely was there. I used to ride through the whole store, and this whole used to want to be with me. I'd pop my truck, and she'd throw a little shit in there. I'd drive off until I did that for about 3 weeks. Then I went back there and counted. I said, God damn, I got down there $6,000 back there. Now I can go back there.
Wait. You said the bitch would throw the money in the trunk and you wouldn't even motherfucking go look at it? No.
I wouldn't even count it.
2-3 weeks later, you got all these bags from this one bitch.
No, she just threw it in the trunk. This was my thing. Bitch, I ain't gonna touch that little shit. Throw it in the trunk. Cadillac had a push button. Pop.
Damn, so
and the motherfucker pop, bitch threw it in the trunk. And, I ain't even had a safe in the trunk of my Cadillac. I threw the shit in the corner. I was having money. I didn't have to go back there and count that little shit. Yeah. Because I know it wasn't about nothing, because I know what kind of money this little hoe, I can tell. I can look at the hoe out there and tell what she doing. Yeah, you how busy she is.
If you see her,
I just ride by and say, little mama, you sure is trying to get yours together. Well, what you got now? Oh, I just tell about 3 or 4 days. I just throw that little shit in the trunk. But one day you might be a real hoe, you might can be with me. All these rappers out here rapping about the hoe and thing, they got that from the pimps. They got that from the movies. They got that from the pimps. They're not pimps.
They're not pimps at all.
Rappers are rappers. Pimps are pimps. Dope dealers are dope dealers. Hoes are hoes. Real ones. So the real shit is the real shit.
Why do you think well, I guess that's an already answered question, but why do you think the female